The history of the old Waveland School. Waveland Elementary Town School was the first public school opened on Coleman Avenue. The original wooden school was opened in 1907, then converted to the town hall after Julius Favre was commissioned to build a sturdy and proper edifice to house 8 grades of a public school. The building we have today was opened in 1931 to classes, and it was an active school until being closed in 1969 due to extensive hurricane damage. The school then merged with the Bay Waveland School District at the direction of the Mississippi Department of Education. The current building of the old Waveland School is listed on the National Registry of Historical Significance. This is an example of 20th century revival and Tudor revival architecture. This is the only Tudor revival public building in Waveland. The other Tudor revival styles in Hancock County are residences. The old Waveland School is a 1-story building with a flat roof. The main doors are inset in a corbelled arch with a cast stone pavel above the entrance, which is engraved with the words, Waveland School. The school had tall windows, a gallery with a protected balustrade, and cupola with a bell to announce class times. In 1931, the old school was completed for a cost of $12,000. It was equipped with modern seating, lighting, and heating, and it had a large, well-lighted auditorium with a seating capacity of 200. The school was segregated, serving only white children. The building continued to operate until 1969, when damaged by Hurricane Camille. Initial plans called for repair, but funds became available to build a new modern school building, which was completed in 1972. After the building was severely damaged in 2005 by Hurricane Katrina, it underwent a sensitive restoration. Hurricane Katrina partially collapsed the southeast pavilion of the school building with a storm surge of 25 feet. During the restoration, many of the original bricks were salvaged and reused. The front doors and transom are original to the building.
Shirley Julia Turcotte Piazza. My mother's name was Cecile Elvina Cario Turcotte. And my father's name was Walter Francis Turcotte Jr. I go back about 8 or 9 generations in Waveland. I attended Waveland School in 1937 to wait a minute, now I'm lost here. 1944, I think it was. Well, we walked to school, and we didn't walk on the street or anything. We walked on the sandbars to school. And when we got to school, we had wet feet. And that was one thing we did. And no other way to get to school. Walk. And of course, we were young kids. We thought that was fun. Well, my first grade teacher was Ollie Curette. Curet. She was a very kind teacher. I liked her. I got along well with her, and she was a good person. Well, then I had Miss Mary Margaret Zimmerman and Mary Perkins, who was the principal of the old school. And I think that's all I had. We started in first grade. We had reading, writing, arithmetic, just like you used to hear the old song. And as we moved up into the different grades, we had the geography, and different subjects about different countries and what have you. It was from first grade to the 8th grade. My best friends was Barbara Ann Jenkins, Catherine Bourgeois, Teresa Bodash, Audrey Bourgeois, Linnell April, and I could think of more because I had quite a few of them. Well, for our lunch, we didn't have a cafeteria at school. We had to walk down to the old City Hall, which was located on the corner of Coleman Avenue, and I think the last other name was Bourgeois Street. Always they served us just cabbage, red beans, and at holidays we had a holiday meal, and we were hot biscuits, you name it, and we had it. Well, as far as I can remember, they used to paddle. Let me go back to the first grade. Miss Olive Curette, she was a personal friend of the family's. And my mother told her, you can punish her any way you want. And like I told you, I never shut up, honey. I yap, talk. And one day, I don't know how many times Miss Olive told me, Shirley, be quiet, quiet. And she put me, in them days, we had the old-time black, mahogany or whatever, desk. And it was one big desk with the bottom open, that's all. And one day she put me under that desk. And that taught me a lesson. The next time she said, hush, I hushed. Yes, I do. And then we had what they call the auditorium, which is the baker shop now. And they had that big stage. And we had a May Festival, Christmas programs. And the May Festival, we would do the Maypole dance. And I was picked to do somersaults across the stage. Well, I'd go somersault, and then I'd go on like a crab walk, and then 2, 3 others. And we had a maypole dance that was on the stage. I was crowned May Queen. Well, it was open, the title was open to any high student, mostly higher grades. And then we had to build up funds. And like having bingos and cupcake sales and what have you. And I out of the 2, 3 girls that was running for queen, I would come in with this almost $800. Okay, then we had with the merry-go-round, and we play on that and get away when you got to you to get off in time and peg the rag, the handkerchief, whatever, behind somebody else. And yes, ma'am, that's how we did. And we had we played basketball, but we were on what they call that, yellow clay court. We had no gym, no building, no nothing. It was on the dirt, the soil. Well, after school, we came home and we got busy on homework before we done anything else. And after we got through with homework, we'd go outside and play with all the kids in the neighborhood. We'd play ball, and there was another one, hide and seek. We had more or less had to be home for about 4:30. Oh, honey, as the kids, we lived on the beachfront. We'd get in the water and have a blast. There's myself and the 5, 6 kids in the neighborhood, and we'd go sit out on that beachfront. We'd have a packets of lunch with an ice chest with cold drinks, and we'd sit on that beach all day long, crabbing, fishing, and what have you.
We were all friends from the first grade. Right now, I still run into people. We started first grade, second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. We're all still we're Waveland School. And that's just the way it is. And we're like family. Wherever you meet them, they still are your family. And I think that's one thing that we all learned in this area, that blood or no blood, you still are from this area. And I mean, Waveland was it's still a beautiful place to live. But as far as school, they were very strict. You went there, we had reading, writing, arithmetic, anything, history. We would go on field trips. When they say field trips, they'd take us to different areas. We had to walk because you didn't have a school bus that did that during the day, you know, I mean, during that time. And it's still like Miss Shirley referred to in her thing. We walked every day to lunch. From here, it didn't matter what the weather was. You walked right along and went on upstairs in the cafeteria and you ate your lunch, then you came back. And that very much was the whole time until, I guess, my baby sister, she started here, so she's born in 59, and she started, so about 1964, 65. We didn't have a cowbell. We had a bell, a big bell that would be pulled, and you had to line up. But you lined up because they were going to raise the American flag. Then you lined up according to your classroom. But anyway, that's how you did. You came according to the first grade, second grade, third grade, and fourth grade. Every one of these teachers, they were strictly dedicated to, during my time, to educating, and that's what helped. So then they took, and that was my first grade, this was my second grade. In fact, being my last name was Yarbrough, Miss Dick used to line you up alphabetically, and I sat by that same window. That was my window. And then when you went to third grade, and then the fourth grade, and then after the fourth grade, we didn't have any little ceremony or anything. In fact, we didn't have the Mayfest. That was the year it ceased. Who was my favorite teacher? Probably Miss Mary Margaret and Miss Effie, the third grade. Miss Dick, she was straight and narrow. I mean, she kept you on your toes, but that helped also. And then Miss Mary Margaret, Miss Perkins, she was a love too, though, but she would always remind you, I knew your daddy, I will call. You didn't respond with ma'am. I mean, yes, or yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yes, you know, we would have been in trouble because that's another little note that would have gone home. So we were all prepared for society. You can run into a lot of people from Waveland, and they still say, yes, ma'am, no, sir. Miss Donna can tell you that very much so.
I wouldn't take $1 million for it. It's ideal. It's very cozy, very friendly, and like I say, I wouldn't go anywhere else but Waveland. Well, it was a close atmosphere. And people got along, you know, and everybody knew everybody, and it was just friends here and friends there. And when anything went on in the city, everybody was there. Life is what you make it. If you're going to make it dull, it's going to be dull. But I've had a good life. So now, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.